raising your kids. You got 3 sons, okay?
3 sons and a daughter.
Yeah. Oh, you have a daughter. Okay. It only says 3 sons. You got to update it.
Yeah,
it only says 3 sons.
Like pandemic baby. Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
We also have 4 kids, two. But going back to it, now that you have the kids, it's different to start versus where you want to be once you have a family.
Yeah.
Why not raise your family, your kids in a Muslim nation rather than in a U.S.? You have a choice right now, just like your mom and dad chose to say, let's get out of here. Let's go to a different place. I know your wife's a Christian, so you could say, well, my wife is a Christian, so it'd be tough to go to a different place. But why choose to raise your kids in a Judeo-Christian country like America? Why do that to yourself? Why put yourself out of your misery? Just go to a different place. Go to Indonesia. Why be here?
Well, first of all, I don't know if I would think about it in those terms about raising them in a Christian country as opposed to a Muslim country as opposed to a Jewish country.
Yeah.
What I do is I raise them to be multi-literate in all the languages, all the religious languages of the world. My kids understand both at a spiritual level and at an intellectual level that religion is a language made up of symbols and metaphors that is communicating very similar sentiments. What matters is the sentiment. I want you to be spiritual. I want you to know that there is more to life than just what you feel or smell or taste or see, that there is more, and that you can access that thing. You can strive for transcendence and use your own means of doing it. Find out what's most comfortable for you. One of my sons a few years ago, after a very raucous Rosh Hashanah celebration, just flat out declared himself Jewish. Was like, this is fun. This is way more fun than anything else that I've done. I want to be Jewish now.
At a Rosh Hashanah celebration?
Yeah.
I've been to many Rosh Hashanah celebrations. I've never been like, this is the best party I've ever been to.
Come to
all
West
the
Hollywood.
apples and honey you could eat.
Come to West Hollywood.
Spin the dreidel, buddy.
He said it was a raucous one.
It was a raucous, yeah. West Hollywood, West Hollywood.
Wow.
And we
latkes for everyone.
A couple of years ago, we went to Israel as a family, and the whole time he was like, my people. I'm amongst my people. I have another son who has, I bought him a kid's version of the Ramayana, which just blew his mind. The idea that God can exist in multiple avatars, and that each avatar has a different thing to it, like this, for strength and for wisdom and for power, like that. So Hinduism, he is all about Hinduism right now. I mean, he radically believes in reincarnation, radically believes in karma. I have another boy who I'm pretty sure is the reincarnated Buddha, but that's a whole different story. And we go to mosque, we go to church, we go to synagogue. We took our kids on an 80-day journey around the world. Literally, we circled the globe in 80 days and went to ancient religious places, modern religious places.
It's great.
What's very important, if you want to raise spiritual kids who aren't religious fanatics, teach them about all religions. They have the ability, in a way that adults whose minds are fixated, to differentiate between the external aspects of a religion and the internal
Confuse
aspects.
the hell out of them is your approach. Like,
on the contrary, it confuses adults. It makes perfect sense to kids. It makes perfect sense to a 10-year-old.
what kind of school do your kids go to? What kind of school do your kids go to?
They go to a nice private school.
But no, like, is it a Christian? Is it Catholic?
No.
Is it
it's a
nothing?
secular.
Secular. So, okay, got it.
A 10-year-old can understand intuitively that the rabbi and the imam and the priest are saying the same thing. They're just using different symbols. And the symbols even look kind of familiar. It's we right here, who can't figure that out. Like, what do you mean? Like, they're different religions. They say different things. They have different ideas. They read different scriptures. And, it's like...
But are they saying the same thing, though? Because, I guess my question is, can all religions be correct, or can only one be the correct religion?
Remove the idea of correct and incorrect, right and wrong when talking about religion. They are signposts. All religions are signposts. To say that Christianity is more correct than Islam is to say that French is more correct than German. what the hell are you talking about? It's the thing that you are expressing. Whether you say it in German or whether you say it in French doesn't make it any more correct.
You're
right?
saying it's a means to an end, and the end
It's
is
a
where
means to an end.
Okay.
Religion
So-
is not an independent phenomenon. Religion is an amalgamation, a collection, a system of ways of thinking about the world, many of which has been constructed over thousands of years and often very sort of under control, right, by institutions. This is what it means and it can't mean anything else.
Yeah, but I think that's the problem, is that nobody interprets it like that. Like, that's actually a great way of looking at it, whether it's like how you use the example of, I'd rather dig 1 6-foot well to reach the water versus 6 1-foot wells. I can appreciate that.
Here's what I would say is you
Yeah.
think that nobody interprets it that way because people are not as conscious of it. 2/3 of American Catholics believe or disagree with the Catholic Church when it comes to abortion and LGBTQ rights, but they call themselves Catholic. But wait a minute, abortion, LGBTQ, those are like fairly set things in the Catholic Church. It's like, you believe this if you want to be with us. Well, I want to be with you, but I don't believe those things. And there's no contradiction there. They don't stay up all night thinking about these things. They don't write books about it. They don't come on podcasts and talk about what that actually means for 2 hours. It just is. And that's true for all religious people. I think a lot of unreligious people outside of religion, the Dawkins and the Harrises and the Hitchens, believe that religious people are like automatons, right? They're like the old-fashioned, IBM computers, right? You remember the little sheet with the dots on it and stuff? That's what Scripture is. That it's like we're an automaton, and the Scripture is the program. And the Scripture, you read the Scripture, and it goes boop 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 boop, and you do the thing in the Scripture. That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. Scripture without interpretation is just words on a page. It requires an individual to encounter it for it to have any meaning at all. And by definition, the minute an individual encounters that scripture, it goes through the filter of his entire experience, his entire identity, and it comes out different on the other side. That's why two people can go to the exact same scripture and walk away with two radically different points of view. In American history, not 2 centuries ago, both slave owners and abolitionists not only used the same scripture in order to justify their viewpoints, they used the same exact verses.
Right.
That's what scripture is.
You know, I got to tell you. So a couple things. Very interesting point. I agree. Somebody can go watch a movie and have. Yesterday I was telling the kids, I said, hey, how is it that both of you guys have the same parents, yet you're two completely opposite people, right? There's the same things being taught. You're taking two different messaging. There's a part of that that's correct.
I have twins, so yeah.
But there's a part of it as well as on how it's being taught, messaging, received, all of that. Part of it is on the person's individual personality.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.